title fights are on the line as John Jones faces off against Ovince St. Preux. Plus, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson defends his crown against Henry Cejudo. UFC 197 in Vegas. Jones versus St. Preux live on pay-per-view this Saturday. Speaking of the UFC, we're going to talk to Megan O'Leary of Fox Sports and a UFC host at the top of the hour. But I got to tell you, before we get to it, because, I love Megan. She's the coolest. She really is. She'll talk more about it, but, obviously my opinions about it aren't going to be well received by her or anybody at the UFC because it's simple. This is about money. Like everything else in sports, it really does boil down to money. The word is that this lunatic asked for $10 million to fight Diaz at UFC 200. He wanted $10 million to fight that fight. Now, obviously, they wouldn't give him $10 million. So he retired, which is a nice way of saying, Ferrall, you don't give me the money, then you don't have me. Now, they also are saying that he wouldn't promote the card. He wouldn't promote the UFC 200, the biggest event in UFC history in July in Vegas. He not only wanted $10 million, he wanted no part of promoting it. Well, first of all, he's their biggest promoter of the Octagon, and he's the best at it. Bar none, he's better than everyone. He's better than Ronda Rousey. He's better than any fighter, male, female, or otherwise. There is no one. Certainly not Miesha Tate, Holly Holm, or Ronda. Ronda is a great marketing tool for herself, making movies, getting endorsements. But this guy, Conor McGregor, he talks so much trash about who he's fighting that it's almost more entertaining than his fights. The pre-fight build-up and hype and the hate and angst that he, puts out for his opponents and the nasty things he says about him and how they're, worthless failures and have no chance against him. He's like Muhammad Ali, this guy with his big mouth. He sells fights like no other. And the fact that he wouldn't cooperate with him has Dana and the Fertittis livid. Dana's like, there is no one that is beyond promoting our fight cards. If you're not going to cooperate with us, then he said nobody's exempt from promoting the fights. We had to pull Conor from the fight. So they have pulled Conor McGregor from UFC 200. It's about money. Certainly, he would have promoted the fight. I don't believe he would have held that line. I don't believe he would have followed through with, I'm not going to promote the fight. But he's playing hardball with him. He thinks he's worth $10 million a fight. Now, I have a problem with that, too, because let's just go back to the 196 when Diaz at 170 beat his ass. It was a great first round for Conor McGregor and nothing else. From the second round on, it was over. He got leveled, he got hurt, he got knocked out, and then he got just ground and pound to death and choked out. And, he was about to go to sleep. And Nate Diaz kicked his ass. That's just all there is to it. And at 170, fighting him again at that weight, to me, is insanity. He should have fought him at 155, where he would have had more meat behind those haymakers he throws, because he was landing some great shots on Diaz's face in the first round of that fight. But eventually that 170 caught up with him. And to me, at some point or another, it's about $10 million. It's about money. He's not getting what he wants to fight, and he's the featherweight champ. This isn't a featherweight fight. It's a 170 non-title fight. The main event of UFC 200, he just ruined that event. And he's playing hardball with Dana White and the Fertittis. But the bottom line is, why should he get $10 million to fight in that fight when he got his ass beat by Diaz? Well, how much money does Nate Diaz deserve to fight him again? That he's got the onions to fight him again, no problem. He's like, you want to go again? Let's go. I'm not afraid of you. I'll beat your ass again. But you're going to give the challenger $10 million when hell freezes over? He's not worth $10 million. You know, I'd give him $1 million to fight the fight. 10 million, you're insane. You're absolutely losing your mind. That's just all there is to it. So, have a sandwich, Conor. Stay in Ireland and drink beer. No one cares. You lose.